A very warm welcome to our end of week news bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubu. The KDF Weekly Bulletin is a show to keep you updated on events undertaken by the Ministry of Defense over the week. In today's bulletin, Kenya Defense Forces joins Kenyans in celebrating Mashua Day. Cabinet Secretary Defense leads Senior Kenya Defense Forces and National Defense University Kenya officials in launching the University Journal. General Officer Commanding Eastcom visits Baure Forward Operating Base in Lamu. Kenya signals company troops honored with service medals in Goma, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. And in sports, Kenya Military Academy holds Commandant's Inter-Intake Sports Competition. The Kenya Defense Forces participated in the 60th edition of Mashua Day celebration, which was presided over by the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces and President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto at the Kericho Green Stadium. The head of state, accompanied by Chief of the Defense Forces, General Francis Ogola, inspected a guard of honor mounted by the three services, which are the Kenya Army, Kenya Air Force, and the Kenya Navy, after which followed a march on display by military personnel and other security and law enforcement agencies, together with an aerial show by Kenya Air Force aircraft showcasing the tactical capabilities. Take a look.
In his address, President Ruto put emphasis on the day's significance in honoring and celebrating the individuals in their contributions through their daily grind, no matter how small it is, as it ultimately adds to the development and growth of the nation as a whole. The President lauded Kenyans for their resilience and being adaptive and supportive towards the launched government programs and initiatives geared towards the nation's development. Mashua Day was adopted to celebrate Kenyan heroes and heroines, both alive and those who have died, for their immense contribution to the country in different sectors and spheres.
The Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Honorable Aden Duale, launched Volume 1, Issue 2 of the National Defense University Kenya Journal at the National Defense College in Karen, Nairobi. The journal, themed Security Institutions in National Development, underscores the human security dimension in Kenya and regionally, and the prevailing and emerging socio-economic realities and proposed remedies. The CS noted that the global, regional, and national security environment is becoming increasingly complex and dynamic, which demands a proactive defense and security sector.
The fluid nature of the security environment, which is characterized by asymmetry and dynamic modus operandi, requires us to be ahead and superior to the advisory in terms of innovation, intelligence gathering, an early warning system, as well as to employ a whole of government approach in addressing our security challenges.
Speaking at the event, Chief of the Defense Forces, General Francis Ogola, attributed the successful publication of the journal to the dedicated and cohesive team and commended the various authors for their well-researched contributions.
Today, I am delighted to note that we are now well-grounded in research and innovation. The launch of this journal publication is a manifestation of this milestone. Sustaining these efforts and publishing the findings is very important as it contributes to the availability of new knowledge and solutions to address security challenges and contribute to national development.
His sentiments were echoed by University Vice Chancellor, Major General Said Farah, who added that the journal will contribute to the formulations of policies and strategies that will address the security challenges facing the country and the region's research and innovations in the fields of security.
The launch of this journal is a manifestation of cooperation among various stakeholders. Research is an expensive venture which the university cannot partake in its own. I therefore take this opportunity to most sincerely thank the Ministry of Defense as well as the Defense Headquarters for their continued support, which has made the production and the launch of this journal publication a reality.
In other news, Defense Principal Secretary Mr. Patrick Mariru hosted his counterpart from the State Department for Sports, Engineer Peter Toom, at the Defense Headquarters to lay the ground for the construction of stadiums in preparation for the African Cup of Nations scheduled for 2027. In the meeting, Mr. Mariru affirmed that the Ministry of Defense is prepared for the task ahead, saying that all legal frameworks shall be finalized and the projects to kick off before the end of this year. The PS further noted that it is an honor for the government to mandate the Ministry of Defense to supervise the construction of the sporting facilities, adding that the privilege comes with huge responsibilities.
Speaking during the visit, Engineer Toom exuded confidence in the capability of the Ministry of Defense to undertake ambitious projects which meet the international standards of modern-day football stadiums and establish a critical marketing and communication strategy to offer centralized communication for the successful execution of the projects. The two ministries have formed joint committees on 3 levels, with the highest being the steering committee, co-chaired by the 2 permanent secretaries. The second is the technical committee, chaired by the Chief of Infrastructure at the Defense Headquarters, Brigadier Titus Sokobe, and the Director General of Sports Kenya, or the third is the Project Implementation Committee, bringing together senior officers from the Infrastructure Branch at the Defense Headquarters and the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts and Sports.
Deputy Commander Kenya Army Major General David Tarus presided over the opening ceremony of the Military Christian Leadership Seminar at St. Michael's Defense Headquarters Cathedral here in Nairobi. The seminar was organized by the Military Christian Fellowship in conjunction with the Life Ministry Kenya and Global Military Ministry under the theme Making an Impact in Our Generation and Beyond. The seminar gave an opportunity to relaunch Military Ministry Kenya, which focuses on providing chaplain services, leading worship services, offering religious education, and conducting pastoral care to the military personnel and their families.
In his address, Major General Tarus appreciated the Life Ministry Kenya for the contribution through spiritual growth and good understanding of God's Word to the Kenya Defence Forces troops through their several training programs. He further emphasized the need for the active personnel to team up with military veterans who are skilled in various Christian programs in order to form a powerful arm of evangelism. His sentiments were echoed by Lieutenant General Retired Njuki Moneki, who spoke on the importance of Christian military veterans in helping achieve the religious and spiritual needs of military personnel by offering leadership guidance and training for chaplains, noting the immense positive impact it will have on the troops and their families.
In other news, the Kenya Defence Forces has embarked on a recruitment drive for this year's shortlisted specialist cadet officers at the Kenya Military Academy in Nakuru County. While welcoming the candidates, Chief of Personnel at the Defence Headquarters, Brigadier Elijah Gatere, reiterated that the recruitment process would be free and fair to all the candidates and congratulated the many candidates who turned up for their confidence and trust in the Kenya Defence Forces. Extensively, Brigadier Gatere cautioned the candidates on the temptations of being duped into giving any monetary and other forms of inducements from unscrupulous people disguising themselves as recruitment officers capable of influencing the process.
For you, if you are afraid to report to the military police or to the nearest police station that somebody asks you for something, take note of these numbers. You call. Go somewhere, call, and tell them that X tried to ask me to give them money so that they can assist me in the specialist recruitment exercise. There is no influence, there is no inducement that is conducted in this recruitment. It is free and fair and open to all.
The chairman of the Specialist Cadet Officer Recruitment and Interview Board, Brigadier Thomas Nganga, on the other hand, emphasized the need for the candidates to maintain a high degree of discipline in facilitating a smooth process during their stay at the Kenya Military Academy.
Kwa jeshi, sisi ni watu wa discipline. Na maybe mahali mumetoka kwa nyumbani kwenu huko, discipline inaweza kuwa ni hizo kidogo. So, hapa ni mahali ya discipline. Ukielezwa kitu, unasikia na unafanya. Tuko pamoja?
Yes, sir. The shortlisted candidates are expected to undergo rigorous document verification processes, medical examination tests, fitness, suitability tests, and interviews before facing the commissioning board for eventual recruitments.
General Officer Commanding the Eastern Command, Major General Juma Munyikai, visited Kenya Defence Forces troops stationed at Baure Forward Operating Base. Major General Munyikai applauded the soldiers for their sacrifice and determination in protecting the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country, and further reassured the troops that the Kenya Defence Forces leadership is deeply committed to empowering its personnel through continuous training and catering to their welfare concerns.
During the visit, Major General Juma Munyikai also convened a security meeting with elected leaders from Lamu County, led by Governor Issa Timami at the County Commissioner's office in Mokowe, Lamu. The key leadership engagement meeting was meant to enable security leaders to come together, keep track and embolden efforts in the restoration of peace, security and stability in the Boni Enclave. During the meeting, area leaders applauded KDF for undertaking various civil-military cooperation activities in Lamu and assured them of their continued support for security organs as they work round the clock to restore peace in the region.
Commander 8th Brigade Brigadier David Chesire spearheaded a multi-agency seminar at the Kenya Navy base Manda, Lamu. The seminar targeted to underscore the importance of community engagement, civil-military cooperation and coordination mechanism in bolstering the achievement of security goals. In his address, Brigadier Chesire put weight on the establishment and the maintenance of synergies, community engagement through community policing and key leaders engagement. He further emphasized the importance of training and capacity development of commanders in order to inspire an effective mission-ready and capable force at all times. Still in Lamu County, the Kenya Defence Forces troops from Bodhei Forward Operating Base, together with personnel from Lamu County Department of Disaster Management, participated in the distribution of educational materials to Bodhei Majengo Primary School in Lamu West Sub-County. While overseeing the distribution, Officer Commanding Bodhei Forward Operating Base, Major Paul Orenga, expressed joy in having Kenya Defence Forces participate in alleviating Operation Amani Boni's challenges faced by the community. In other news, the base commander Wajir Air Base Brigadier Stephen Sane presided over the pass-out parade for Drill and Duties Course 0923 at Kenya Air Force Training Wing at Moi Air Base, Nairobi. Drill and Duties Course is aimed at nurturing character, command, leadership ability and personality of service members earmarked for mid-level command. It consisted of participants drawn from the 3 Kenya Defence Forces services. Speaking during the event, Brigadier Sane thanked course facilitators and instructors of Kenya Air Force Training Wing for their enormous contribution in making the course a success. He also congratulated the participants for successfully completing the course. Moving on, the Deputy Commandant of Defence Forces Recruit Training School, Colonel Francis Edward Okoth, handed over 12 desktop computers and 3 printers to Kenya Army-administered sponsored schools within Eldoret region in an initiative meant to improve their education standards. Speaking at the handover, Colonel Okoth said that the provision of the computers to the 2 schools will aid in improving the quality of their education by enhancing their capacity of the learners in subjects of technology and computer literacy. He further emphasized that computers will go a long way in helping to adapt the minds of the students to the ever-changing technological platforms and equip them with the requisite knowledge needed to excel in the new digital era. In an event filled with pomp and color, the Kenya Signals Company troops who are part of the Kenya Defence Forces deployed under the United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo were feted with service medals recognizing their exceptional commitment and dedication during their tour of duty at the force headquarters in Goma, DRC. The troops received medals and certificates in a ceremony presided over by the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of personnel evaluation and training, Colonel Azizan Long Jibin Harun. During his keynote address, Colonel Azizan congratulated the Kenyan troops for their professionalism exhibited during their tour of duty.
Speaking during the ceremony, Senior National Representative Lieutenant Colonel Tony Koech expressed his gratitude to the troops for flying the Kenyan flag high. His sentiments were echoed by Officer Commanding the Kenya Signal Company, Major Douglas Omaore, who thanked the troops for their unwavering support to the company in all the operations it has undertaken since its deployment. The Kenya Signals Company troops have completed a 1-year tour of duty where they have been providing communication, connectivity and technological services to the force and the mission.
Brigadier Joseph Mutua, the Commander Heavy Engineers Construction Brigade, presided over the Kenya Signal 2nd Company's deployment to the Democratic Republic of Congo at Embakasi Garrison. In his formal address, Brigadier Mutua reminded the troops to maintain a high level of professionalism in fulfilling their duty to protect civilians and encourage them to work diligently following the precedent set by Ken Sigwan in order to uphold the significant progress achieved so far. In our sports news tonight, the Kenya Military Academy held its annual Commandant's Inter-Intake Sports Competition at the Lanet Sports Ground and Lions Hill Range, respectively, in Nakuru County. The sporting event, themed Stay Fit and Effective, primarily aimed at promoting esprit de corps and discipline among the participating cadets. In his opening speech, the Commandant, Kenya Military Academy, Major General Nkoimo, noted the importance of team sports in fostering the crucial development of character, social values, and ethical behaviors that are paramount in cadet training.
This year's games took a different route from the previous years as they introduced a range competition whereby cadets and staff were able to showcase their marksmanship skills in addition to traditional games. Kenya Military Academy Cadet Intake 11 of 2024 emerged the best in KMA football, netball, basketball, range assault course, and test of elementary training competitions, while their counterparts KMA Cadet Intake 12 of 2024 clinched their title in volleyball, athletics, tug of war, and handball.
The National Defence University Kenya will host a symposium on enhancing cybersecurity for national development on the 26th of October 2023 in Lanet, Nakuru County. The chief guest will be the Minister for ICT and Digital Economy, Mr. Eliud Owalo, and the key speakers will be Dr. Vincent Ngundi, Acting Director, Cybersecurity Communication Authority of Kenya, Professor Meoli Kashorda, Executive Director, Kenya Education Network, and Dr. Humphrey Njogu, a Principal Policy Analyst at the Kenya Institute for Public Policy Research and Analysis. To join in on the discussion on the 26th of October from 9 a.m., visit www.ndu.ac.ke to register. Online registration is free. See you there. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Weekly Bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubo. Goodbye.